Fellas, go grab yourself some popcorn, strap in, buckle up. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 100 best rated games on the 3DS according to Metacritic. Let's talk about it. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media. I had this idea, and I thought it was a fun one, so let me know if you enjoy it. If you do, we'll probably do, maybe not top 100, but maybe like top, 10, top 25, something worst rated 3DS games. But I went on Metacritic here. We're looking at the top 100 highest rated games, just kind of reacting through it, talking about each game a little bit. Some games, obviously, I'm not going to be familiar with as much as others. But starting off with number 100 here, gotta say, haven't played the 3DS version. Surprised to see it so low. I'd almost be curious to see what the Wii U and Switch version is for Captain Toad. But 79 for Captain Toad, bringing it into the top 100. I can respect that. Zen Pinball 3D is actually pretty good. I played, I think it was Zen Pinball 2 on the Wii U. That was a good one. 98, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. That's honestly really low. I thought that'd be higher, if I'm being completely honest with you. I haven't played it, but I know people really like that game. It's obviously a very expensive 3DS game, so kind of surprised to see it that low. Another one I'm surprised to see so low is Stella Go. And to be fair, technically these are all tied. Although maybe it's based on... It may be based on like how they rank it. Might be based on how many reviews there are. Sadly, it doesn't show that unless I click on it. So maybe there's more reviews of Stella Glow, for example, than Captain Toad, which would actually make sense because it was an earlier 3DS game. But Stella Glow, pretty low. Haven't played it, but I know people really like Stella Glow. I've heard a lot of people in my Discord server keep saying, hey, you should check this out. So I definitely want to do that eventually. It is an Atlas game after all. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, once again, 79. Here's the thing. I feel like everybody played it on Wii U. Obviously, yes, after that, they had to switch to, for Ultimate and Generations, they had to go to Switch, or Wii U, or 3DS, sorry. Yeah, I didn't really hear many people talk about the 3DS version, to be honest. So, I mean, obviously, if 3DS Monster Hunter is way more popular than Wii U Monster Hunter ever was, but, it's still interesting to see. 79, Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. That seems right, I think, for this game. It's a good game. It's a good port. It didn't really need to exist, though. Dead or Alive Dimensions. I didn't like this one that much, to be honest with you. I really didn't. Hatsune Miku Project Mirai DX. I've actually heard, we're into 80s now, by the way. I've actually heard pretty good things about this game. I don't know much about Hatsune Miku, but I've heard that one's pretty damn good. This is an absolute travesty. Kirby Triple Deluxe should be in the top 50 at the bare minimum. That game's really good. I mean, people talk about Planet Robobot. I think Triple Deluxe isn't far behind. And I'm sure Planet Robobot's going to be high up on this list. So, it is interesting to see Triple Deluxe so low at 80. Probably going to see a lot of 80s here, actually, I'm guessing. Box Boy's really good. I don't know if it's better than Kirby Triple Deluxe, but it is a solid little platformer. And I should have said, if you don't know what Metacritic is, it's just kind of like an congregate of all, or aggregates of all the reviews from like mainstream outlets like IGN, Nintendo Life, all that fun stuff. So, obviously, it is still a score based on opinions. Does the score actually matter? No. This is just a fun little video I can do, kind of like seeing how they all kind of balance out. Box Boy, though, Yokai Watch 3, still need to play that. That is probably accurate. I assume that's accurate. Style Savvy Styling Star, once again, haven't played it, but I would assume people that like Style Savvy, they really like, it's like The Sims almost. If you like that, that is your stuff right there. You don't mess around with someone like Style Savvy. Eternal Odyssey 5, 80, Gunman Clive 2. Gunman Clive is awesome. I still need to play the guy, I forget the developer's name, but he released a new game on Switch a few years back called, I think it was Mech Termination Force or something. Gunman Clive was awesome. It was like, the indie scene was still kind of new, if that makes sense. It was still like 2014, I think, but like, indie games weren't as mainstream as they are right now, so it was still cool. It was really cool seeing just a small, like, $2 game on the eShop with a really unique art style and solid levels. I mean, it was very Mega Man inspired, but pretty short game. But, back then, a $2 game that looked like that on the 3DS was awesome. So, Gunman Clive 2, no surprise to see that there. I wonder if that means Gunman Clive is not on this list, because I remember thinking Gunman Clive 2 was a lot better. Had more visual variety also. Mutant Muds, shout out. A Tui. I love me some Mutant Muds, of course. I have my Tui collection. The outro music you hear every video is from Mutant Muds. It's the title theme. That's great game. Great game. Super Challenge is better, so it better be higher than this. Etrian Odyssey, Untold Millennium Girl, Box Boy. So same score, just higher up for Box Boy. That's a sequel. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux. That checks out for me. 3D Afterburner 2. I won't spoil what's at the top. I saw a couple things. There's like a lot of the Sega 3D classics. I don't know what happened there. I mean, Obviously, yeah, I'm not a Sega kid. I didn't grow up with these games, so maybe they are some of the best 3DS games. I don't know. I have heard that the Sega 3D Classics were a lot better than the Nintendo 3D Classics, so maybe that makes sense. Dragon Quest VII, Etrian Odyssey Nexus. Are we just gonna see every Etrian Odyssey game on here? I would not be that surprised. We're into 81 here, by the way. Nexus, was that that came out in 2019. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma. I have not played that one. However, I have played the first game, 999. That game was fantastic. I've heard this one's not as good. I've heard this one is the worst of the trilogy. But now those guys are doing the Somnium Files AI, the Somnium Files or I, whatever. So I would still need to check these out. Probably when it played on 3DS. I know it came out when PS4 recently came out on Xbox Game Pass actually. So it's interesting to see it so high up here, or even on here, to be honest. Bravely Second Inlayer, that makes sense to me. That means Bravely Second 1 is going to be a lot higher. Or Bravely Second 1. God, what a weird... Only Square Enix can invoke that kind of sentence to come out of my mouth. Bravely Default. Persona Q2. New Cinema Labyrinth. Did we already pass Persona Q1? Or is that not on here? Huh. Maybe that one's better, according to critics. But also, if it's based on like number of critics, obviously less people reviewed this because it came out in June of 2019. Some more digital stuff. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Better than Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Wow, that's surprising. Star Fox 64 3D. Wow, our first. Is that our that's one of our first like truly Nintendo published like physical games. Surprised to see that so low. Honestly, I mean, that's the thing. People love Star Fox 64. So they say it's the best one, and then it's down here at 75. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. 81. Mario and Luigi's Dream Team 81. That sounds about right. This does not sound right at all here. Something's wrong. Hold up. Something ain't right here. All right, I fixed the Metacritic score for Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia, the best 3DS game. Here's the thing. Everybody that I know that's played Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia say it's the best one on 3DS. Like, across the board, pretty much everyone has agreed with me on that. So to see it down this low is depressing because I assume it's because most people didn't play it. It definitely has its issues. Obviously, it's not actually a 10 out of 10 game. It is my personal favorite 3DS game, but it definitely deserves higher than the 81 in my opinion. Some more 3D classic stuff. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I'm surprised that's not higher, to be honest. Another Phoenix Wright game, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Art Academy Lessons for Everyone, dethroning Dual Destiny. Sorry, guys. 67, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. 81. Honestly, that... I heard people didn't like that remake. I haven't played it, but I've heard it's not great. Planet Robobot isn't in the top 50? Hold up. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. Planet Robobot's number 66 on Metacritic. For all-time 3DS games, that is despicable. Wow. Come on, reviewers. What were you... Let me... Hold up. Hold on. How do I shift tab? What were people saying about this game? Some people gave it... Telegraph gave it a 10. Eurogamer Italy? Man. 3! That's a user review. Why is this a... Why do you give it a 3? Planet Robot is a decently made, but leans way too much on his predecessor, Triple Deluxe, and every other Kirby platformer to keep us interested. Time for something new. Did they play the game? Anyway, moving on from that. Siesta Fiesta. You're telling me Siesta Fiesta is better than Planet Robot. Although maybe it's just a tie and they didn't know how to like really do this, so they just kind of randomized it. So really, maybe Planet Robot should be at the top there. I love SteamWorld Dig. It's not better than Planet Robobot. It's not. SteamWorld Dig is one of my favorite games. I grew up with that. Well, not grew up. I guess I was like 13 when that came out, probably. I love SteamWorld Dig. I love SteamWorld Dig 2. I love the entire Image and Form universe. I love that dev. I love their games. SteamWorld Quest was also a lot of fun. So no surprise to see that on here. I wonder if the 3DS version of Dig 2 was going to be on here. I never played that port because I played it. It came out on Switch, then it came out on 3DS like after. It was really weird. Art of Balance Touch, that was a fun little 3DS eShop game. I don't know if it's better than SteamWorld Dig. Gunman Clive 1, there you go, 82. Skylanders Spyro's Adventure coming in here at 82. I have not heard anybody talk about the 3DS versions, although I will say I would not mind owning this little like big box with the portal. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, 82. Etrian Odyssey Untold 2, or 2 Untold, sorry. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Highest rated Professor Layton game on 3DS. That is surprising to me. I would have thought it would basically be the exact opposite. I thought Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright would be number 1, then Azran Legacy, then Miracle Mask, but excuse me, I guess not. Revelations definitely deserves it. Resident Evil Revelations. Honestly, I still go back to that game sometimes, and I played on 3DS, and I'm like, man, this game has no right looking this good on the 3DS. to be completely honest with you. Cave Story 3D. I remember people not being too happy with this. I remember people were just begging for Cave Story Plus to come to the eShop, and eventually it did. From Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. I mean, objectively speaking, critically speaking, that makes sense. Oh, no. Oh, no. Take me back. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call 83 above that. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy is honestly a really good game. Really great music game, rhythm game. Then we have Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix 83. Definitely deserves it. I would even say that's a higher game in my opinion. VVV is probably not as good as these other games here we're talking about now, but it's still a really great game from Nicholas. Pokemon Omega Ruby. I like how that's a point above Alpha Sapphire. They are the same game, guys. They are the same game. Pokemon games on Metacritic should not be separated, in my opinion. They are the same game. But okay, so we'll say 83 for Oris, I guess. That's fair. Into the top 50. Okay, this is just insulting. I like me some Pushmo. I like me some Crash Mo. Stretch Mo. They put a free to start Pushmo game above Pokemon Oris. I don't like that. Into the 83s here. Bye Bye Box Boy. I still need to play that one. Pocket Card Jockey, another game from Game Freak that I've heard is really good. That's a digital only game. I still want to check that out at some point. Here we have Retro City Rampage Deluxe. My little sister loved that game a lot. It's just a GTA like 1 and 2 kind of inspired game. They're fine. Same thing with Shakedown Hawaii. Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. There's the first game, 83. SMT4 should be way higher. If there's a SMT game above this, that's wrong. And I have a feeling Overclocked 1 and 2 are going to be above it. Maybe not, probably not Soul Hackers, but Overclocked 1 and 2 will probably be on here. Double Summoner. Or Double Survivor. I always get the names mixed up. SMT4 is one of the best games on 3DS, though, for sure. What is going on? Who are these reviewers? Okay, well, first of all, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D 83. That's fine. Honestly, I'd probably put that lower. I think that's like a 75, probably. Kid Icarus Uprising at 83? Bro, what? What? It's one of the best 3DS games. Most people say it is the best 3DS game. That is really surprising. I thought it'd be at least top 20. Bro, what the hell? SMT4 Apocalypse, that's fine. I still need to play that one. Obviously, SMT4 is one of my favorite 3DS games, so definitely need to get around to that. Ultra Moon is not better than Kid Icarus Uprising or SMT4. Etrian, I haven't played it. I guarantee you Etrian Odyssey 4 ain't better than any of these games, except maybe Donkey Kong. Wow, that is tough for Kid Icarus. Here we have Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. That's another surprising one because that was a late life 3DS game that no one talked about, but Bowser's Inside Story is my favorite Mario and Luigi game. From what I've played, I have pretty limited experience with the series. Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker, that tells me that the other one will be above it. Ultra Sun, they're separated, but they are the same score. 36 Radiant Historia. We're at 85 now. Mario Kart 7, 85. Honestly, Mario Kart 7 is my favorite Mario Kart, mostly due to nostalgia. I'm surprised that it got an 85, to be completely honest with you. I would have expected that to be more like an 80 on here. Smash Bros. 85. Bravely Default 85. Super Street Fighter 4, wow, coming out at 80. That's surprising for that game. That game did not... It had no... Capcom low-key was doing some fire stuff with the 3DS in like that first year. You got that, you got Resident Evil: The Mercenaries, you got Revelations. There might have been some other things too, but they were doing really pretty good-looking stuff on 3DS. At least just like graphically, they were doing impressive stuff, and then I'm sure it was a pretty competent port, maybe. Dragon Quest 8, Metroid Samus Returns, rounding into the top 30 here. Monster Hunter Generations, so that means Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is going to be in the top 30. Fire Emblem Fates Birthright 86, man, it's not right. It's not right to put that game should not be above Echoes, but okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3D 86, man. Okay, here's the issue with this game for me, man. I love Xenoblade Chronicles. Freaking love it. The 3DS port sucks. It's not even that the port itself sucks. It's just that it is simply a worse version of what is already a great game on Wii, right? The port is pretty competent for what they had. You know, it's the same thing I say about like Doom Eternal on Switch. It's like, yeah, they did pretty good considering the circumstances, you know? Does it deserve to be 86? I don't personally think so. But maybe y'all disagree with me. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is not an 86 game. It's like a 7. If we're being honest with ourselves here. SteamWorld Heist, that's the one SteamWorld game I still need to play. I've heard great things, but I don't know. It's just a slower game for me. I don't know. I still need to get around to it. Crash Mode 24, that's surprising. I wonder if Pushmo was going to be... I think Crash was probably the best one, so I'd be surprised if Pushmo was above that, but we'll see. Picross 3D Round 2, I remember that game was super hype when it came out. Everybody was hyping up because I think it was like out in Japan or something before for like a few years. There you have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate at 22. Then we have 3D Outrun, 3D Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So we're getting into a lot of the 3D Sega games here. Then Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, that makes sense. It makes sense for that to be a point above Birthright at the very least. But then here we get, okay, this is, okay. I'm going to do a separate video on Sun and Moon, I guess, and Gen 7 as a whole. Sun and Moon are not better games than Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. There is no feasible way you can actually think that. Anybody that's actually played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I know for a fact there's people that have commented saying they are trash compared to Sun and Moon that haven't actually played it. Because someone admitted it to me. It's like, if you play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you know for a fact it's a better game. It is just objectively a better game. So I don't know what to tell you, man. And then X right above it, as it should be. X and Y are better games. New Leaf 88. Into the top 15 now. Fire Emblem Fates Revelation 88. Also, wow, I forgot that one existed. I've heard it is the best path. I only did Birthright, to be fair. So I still need to get back to do that. Pokemon Y 88. Once again, a point above X, which is weird, but I will take it. That shouldn't count. That shouldn't count. Also, should it technically be a higher rating than Revelations now, since it has all 3 versions? Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition, not surprising. Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward, wow. Huh. I would have expected that to be in the, well, not quite top 10, but top 15. Then we're in the top 10, maybe. I'll try not to spoil them as we go here. Colors 3D. Now, here's the thing with Colors 3D. This was a very early 3DS eShop game. It is actually a really cool piece of, like, artistic software. This is better than Art Academy. They actually released a new version on the Switch recently, so if you're interested in that, it has like a little pen you can plug into the headphone jack. It's kind of cool. So Colors 3D, I'll respect it. I'll respect that. 3D Streets of Rage 2. I don't care. 3D Gunstar Heroes. I don't care. I'm sure they're great games, guys. I'm sure, but not my thing. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D 89. Well, actually, let me make a prediction. There are certain games left that better be on here. 2 of which being Ocarina of Time and A Link Between Worlds. Also, I just realized Triforce Heroes not even in the top 100. That's disgusting. What other 3D Land would be on here? What else would be in the top 10 best 3DS games, like review-wise? I don't. Oh, Awakening. Awakening's gonna be on here. We'll see. We'll see. Pushmo. Wow, Pushmo in the top 10. Holy crap, a 90? I love me some Pushmo, but Crashmo is a better game. That's crazy. There's 3D Land, once again, a 90. Needs no introduction. 3D Land makes absolute sense in this list. Shovel Knight, okay. I never played the 3DS version, but Shovel Knight, of course, is a classic. Top 10, I don't think of 3DS when I think of Shovel Knight. Maybe that's different for a lot of people. Not my personal thing. Link Between Worlds into the 91 now. Of course, that's my favorite game, Zelda game on 3DS for sure. Then number 2, Awakening, and then I think that means we know what number 1 is. Ocarina of Time. Wow. Okay, so Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm content with that being higher than Echoes. Echoes should not be that low though. Like, there's no chance in hell it should be that low. Link Between Worlds 91. That sounds fair. And then Ocarina of Time 94. I think it's a little bit much, but well, here's the thing, right? Obviously, it's all based on different reviewers and stuff. Ocarina of Time, the original, has a 97 on Metacritic, I'm pretty sure, whereas the 3DS version is simply better. So by that metric, Ocarina of Time should have a higher rating. So it has been bumped down a few points just through the passing of time. But still, I mean, it is one of the best 3D Zelda games. I personally think Majora's Mask is better, but Majora's Mask has more barrier to entry. You know, Ocarina of Time is an easier game to pick up and play for sure. So wow, I mean, that was fun. This is fun. I definitely will probably end up doing like the worst games on 3DS. Now, maybe not top 100. At that point, it might be a little bit mean because some of those games, you know, have like tied for like 70. At that point, it's not even really that funny. But this is a lot of fun. Let me know if you want to see me do more of this kind of stuff. This is a lot of fun. When people do Wii U games, that would be fun. I said the word fun like 8,000 times there. Top 212 best Wii U games. Just every game on the console would be great. But there you guys have it. That is the top 100 best reviewed 3DS games according to Metacritic. Let me know what you think of the video. Of course, you can subscribe for more 3DS content, Wii U content, Switch content, and general Nintendo content. You can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia and join the Discord. Link to that is in the description. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.